After watching his time with the Buffalo Bills end in disappointment and getting an abrupt release from the Dallas Cowboys, former first-round cornerback Kaiir Elam is getting another NFL opportunity. The Bills traded the struggling defensive back to the Cowboys in the offseason, but his time in Dallas came to an end when he was released this week. Elam is starting over with a new team, getting the opportunity to turn around his NFL career. Kaiir Elam lands in the AFC South. The Tennessee Titans announced on Wednesday that they signed Elam, just days after he was cut loose by the Cowboys. The cornerback also had a workout with the New York Jets, but instead landed with a team where he has the chance to compete for playing time. Elam had appeared in 10 games with the Cowboys, including 7 starts. He made 29 total tackles and 1 pass defensed. He came to Dallas in an off-season trade after falling down the depth chart in Buffalo. The Bills had traded up in the 2022 NFL Draft to land Elam in the first round, but he struggled to find a place on the team. Though there were high hopes for Elam in his rookie season, with the Bills in need of a replacement for the injured Tre'Davious White, Elam was surpassed by 6th-round rookie Christian Benford on the depth chart. He appeared in 13 games with 4 starts in 2024, struggling in coverage. Elam was pressed into playing after Benford suffered a concussion in the AFC Championship game, with Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes often targeting Elam as the Chiefs won to reach the Super Bowl. Bills take another swing at cornerback. The Bills invested another first-round draft pick on a cornerback this year, taking Maxwell Hairston. Though he missed a large chunk of the season after suffering a knee injury in training camp, Hairston has looked strong since taking the field and has split time with White opposite Benford. Hairston is in danger of missing this week's critical game against the Pittsburgh Steelers after landing in concussion protocol during last week's loss to the Houston Texans. The Bills did bring in some help on offense, signing veteran wide receiver Brandon Cooks after he was released by the New Orleans Saints earlier in the week. Bills head coach Sean McDermott said the team is excited to get Cooks into the lineup and utilize his unique skill set, hinting that he could see playing time this week. Good addition, McDermott said, via the Democrat and Chronicle. Gone against him a number of times, always respected his game, has good speed, knows how to play the position. Some guys have good speed, but they're not true wide receivers and football players. He's a combination of both. And like I said, I have a lot of respect for his game. By all accounts, from people that have been around him, some of whom are in our building already, they talk very highly of his professionalism and what he can do. And so, yeah, it's a good addition to us. The Kansas City Chiefs saw their already slim playoff hopes take a major blow on Thanksgiving as they lost to the Dallas Cowboys in a mistake-filled game. The Chiefs were called for 10 penalties in the game, including 5 pass interference calls that tipped the scales in the 31-28 loss. After the game, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid made it clear that he didn't agree with the calls. Andy Reid disagrees with calls. Speaking to reporters after the Thanksgiving afternoon loss, Reid said he thought referees should have let the teams play, especially given the physical approach the Cowboys were taking. Though the Chiefs coach is often reluctant to place the blame on officiating, he spoke directly against their approach and made it clear that he disagreed with the calls. "I'm not always going to agree with the call, but the calls were made," the Chiefs coach said in the post-game press conference. Cowboys have got some physical receivers, big, strong physical guys, and that's the way they were playing. My guys were fighting to maintain leverage in that, and it's just not the way I saw it, but it's the way the referees saw it. The Chiefs finished the game with 10 accepted penalties for 119 total yards. Others agreed with Reid's assessment of the calls. ESPN reporter Jeremy Fowler noted that referees could have swallowed their whistles for several of the calls against Kansas City. He also directly called out those who believe the Chiefs get favorable treatment from referees. For the Chiefs conspiracy theorists, 119 penalty yards for Kansas City, including several ticky-tack PI calls, Fowler shared in a post on X. The Chiefs have been victims of penalty disparities several times this season. The team had 13 penalties for 109 yards in a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars and 10 penalties for 71 yards in another loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. Chiefs fighting for their playoff lives. The loss struck a significant blow to Kansas City's hopes of making the playoffs. They are now 5 games behind division-leading Denver Broncos and can only take the division by running the table over their final 5 games of the year. The Chiefs may need to run the table even to earn a wild card spot. Though Reid disagreed with some of the calls, he said after the game that the team's lack of discipline and penalties put them in position to lose. Bottom line is we're having too many penalties, and we have to make sure to take care of that, Reid said. No excuses with it. We're going to clean it up. The Cowboys also entered the game in desperate need of a win, and Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes said they ultimately wanted it more. The Chiefs quarterback threw for 261 yards and 4 touchdowns, but also took 3 critical sacks and missed on other plays that could have put his team in position to win. They're the same desperation that we are, and they play better over 4 quarters than we did, Mahomes said. So, even though we have good plays here and there, we have been more consistent at the end of the day. Daniel Jones in Dallas. Unexpected arrival stirs up behind-the-scenes activity and raises questions about the Cowboys' future. In a move that caught the NFL by surprise, Daniel Jones landed in Dallas this week, fueling a wave of speculation about a possible interest from the Cowboys and the quarterback. Although there is no official announcement or confirmed negotiation, the player's mere presence in the city has opened up space for intense debates among analysts, executives, and Texas fans. Jones, currently under contract after turbulent years in New York, was seen at private engagements and informal meetings, according to local reports. As is common in the offseason, any such appearance is enough to turn routine into rumor, especially when it involves one of the league's most media-savvy franchises. Behind the scenes, some sources claim that Dallas has been evaluating alternatives to strengthen the quarterback position, either by seeking internal competition or preparing the ground for future roster changes. Jones' arrival in the city, therefore, has raised a red flag. The Cowboys are always on the lookout for opportunities, and Jones is a name that sparks curiosity in any front office, said an NFC executive on condition of anonymity. For Jones, the visit could have multiple meanings, from personal commitments to exploratory meetings, but analysts believe that a potential move to the divisional rival would be one of the boldest moves of the season. His physical profile, mobility, and experience could appeal to some sectors of the organization, although his fit into Dallas' system is still a matter of debate. As expected, the fans reacted immediately. On social media, opinions ranged from enthusiasm for the possibility of competition within the roster to skepticism regarding the quarterback's inconsistent track record as a starter in New York. On the Giants side, any move involving Jones would have profound implications for the franchise's planning, which continues to reassess its offensive structure for the coming years. For now, everything remains in the realm of speculation, but Daniel Jones' presence in Dallas was enough to transform the Cowboys' offseason into a stage for new theories, discussions, and expectations. Whether the visit was merely casual or the first step in something bigger, only time will tell.